Have you ever wondered why your favorite childhood snacks disappeared, only to make a comeback? In this video, we'll explore 22 classic snacks that vanished from shelves but returned to reclaim their spot in our hearts. Stay tuned to rediscover these nostalgic treats. Twinkies. Twinkies, the iconic golden sponge cakes with a creamy filling, have been a beloved treat for generations of Americans. Introduced in 1930, these delights quickly became synonymous with childhood indulgence, often tucked into lunchboxes or enjoyed as a sweet after-school snack. But Twinkies are more than just a snack. They're a sugary time capsule, a reminder of simpler times, holding memories of joy and nostalgia. Known for their sweetness and mythical shelf life, Twinkies seem to last forever, until Hostess brands declared bankruptcy in 2012, sending shockwaves through fans. The disappearance of Twinkies left a void in snack aisles and hearts across the nation. But, like a rediscovered childhood toy, Twinkies made a triumphant comeback in 2013 after being bought by Apollo Global Management, restoring this favorite to store shelves. But Twinkies aren't the only nostalgic treat that made a comeback. Ever wondered what happened to your favorite breakfast cereal from the past? Stick around, because up next, we're diving into the colorful world of Fruity Pebbles and their surprising story. Fruity Pebbles cereal. Have you ever wondered what makes a cereal so iconic that it stays on shelves for over 50 years? Fruity Pebbles, inspired by the Flintstones, has been a breakfast favorite since 1969. Its vibrant colors and fruity taste have made it a staple in many households, capturing the hearts of both children and adults alike. More than just a cereal, it's a trip down memory lane, a reminder of Saturday morning cartoons and carefree mornings. Originally introduced to capitalize on the TV show's popularity, Fruity Pebbles quickly became a nostalgic breakfast choice for generations. But did you know Fruity Pebbles wasn't the only member of the Pebbles family? Cocoa Pebbles and Dino Pebbles also existed, featuring marshmallow bits shaped like dinosaurs. These variations were beloved but faced discontinuation in the 90s due to changing market trends. However, nostalgia has a way of bringing things back, and some flavors have made occasional comebacks, delighting cereal lovers everywhere. It just goes to show how some flavors are too good to stay gone for long. Speaking of classics, how about those snacks that made a surprising return? Let's dive into one such story next. Chips Ahoy cookies. Chips Ahoy cookies have been a staple in American households since 1963. Known for their irresistible chocolate chips and satisfying crunch, these cookies quickly became a favorite for both kids and adults alike. Now, imagine this. What if Chips Ahoy were like a trusted friend, always there for your moments of celebration or comfort? However, in 2005, fans were shocked when these beloved cookies briefly disappeared from shelves due to financial issues faced by the company. It was as if that reliable friend suddenly moved away, leaving a void that no other could fill. The outcry was immediate, with loyal customers demanding their return. Fortunately, Chips Ahoy made a comeback, this time with a new and improved recipe that boasted even more chocolate chips. And they even introduced a superhero mascot to reintroduce the brand to a new generation. Just like reconnecting with an old friend who's now got a few new stories to tell, Chips Ahoy returned, better than ever. But what if I told you that Chips Ahoy weren't the only sweet treats to vanish and then make a return? Stick around, because next, we're unwrapping the story of Hostess Cupcakes and their delicious comeback. Hostess Cupcakes. Do you remember the first time you bit into a Hostess Cupcake, savoring that soft chocolate cake with its signature swirl of white icing? These beloved treats have been bringing smiles to faces since the 1910s, often found in lunchboxes or as an after-school snack. Hostess Cupcakes are like a comforting embrace from a loved one, familiar and reliable, offering a moment of pure indulgence. But imagine the shock when these classic American snacks faced extinction during Hostess brand's bankruptcy in 2012. Did you wonder if you'd ever enjoy that familiar taste again? It was as if that comforting embrace was suddenly withdrawn, leaving a sense of loss and longing. Thankfully, Hostess Cupcakes made a triumphant return in 2013, allowing fans to continue indulging in their favorite treat. Whether you stocked up when you heard the news or waited anxiously for their return, the comeback of Hostess Cupcakes is a sweet reminder that some treats are simply too good to be forgotten. But let me ask you, what snack do you think of when you hear the sound of a bell? If ding-dongs came to mind, then you're in for a treat, because next, we're exploring the sweet and surprising story of these beloved snacks. Ding dongs. Ding dongs, the iconic chocolate-covered, cream-filled cakes, have been a favorite snack for generations. These treats got their catchy name from a clever television ad featuring the sound of ringing bells, making them as fun to talk about as they were to eat. Wrapped in shiny foil, ding dongs were a staple in lunchboxes and after-school snacks, bringing a little extra joy to anyone who unwrapped them. But what if I told you ding dongs are more than just a snack? Imagine them as a celebratory bell, ringing in joy with every bite. However, a legal battle with Drake's Cakes temporarily halted production, causing concern that these beloved treats might disappear forever. The absence was felt deeply by loyal fans who missed the familiar taste and memories. But in 1987, much to everyone's relief, ding dongs made a triumphant return, reminding us that some snacks are just too good to stay gone. The return of ding dongs was more than just a product relaunch. It was a revival of cherished memories. Ever wonder how a candy you could wear became the ultimate playground status symbol? Stay tuned, because up next, we're diving into the sweet world of Ring Pops and the story behind their sugary comeback. Ring Pops. Did you ever wear your candy as jewelry? Ring Pops, the jewel-shaped candies that doubled as fashion accessories, were invented in the 1970s as a clever way to help kids stop sucking their thumbs. These colorful treats, worn like rings, quickly became a playground sensation, allowing kids to enjoy their candy while showing off their sweet bling. Picture this. Ring Pops are like the crown jewels of the candy world, turning every kid into candy royalty. Over the years, Ring Pops became more than just a snack. They were a symbol of childhood fun and creativity. However, as trends changed, some of the original flavors of Ring Pops were discontinued, leaving fans longing for the tastes they remembered. But in 2013, the brand was revived, bringing back the classic flavors along with new gummy versions that offered a modern twist on the nostalgic treat. Whether you were a fan of the original or discovered them in their new form, Ring Pops have remained a beloved part of candy culture. But what if I told you there's another candy that's just as fun and nostalgic as Ring Pops? Stick around, because next, we're blowing big bubbles with Hubba Bubba bubble gum and its comeback story. Hubba Bubba bubble gum. Hubba Bubba bubble gum hit the scene in 1979, quickly becoming a favorite among kids and adults alike for its fun flavors and the ability to blow impressively big bubbles without worrying about them sticking to your face. Think of Hubba Bubba as the ultimate bubble champion, designed to take your bubble-blowing skills to new heights. The brand was known for its quirky commercials and colorful packaging, making it a staple at convenience stores and candy aisles. Whether you preferred classic bubblegum or adventurous tropical flavors, Hubba Bubba had something for everyone. However, like many nostalgic treats, Hubba Bubba faced a period of disappearance when it was discontinued in the 90s, leaving fans blowing their last bubbles with a sigh. It was like saying goodbye to a playful companion that brought joy with every pop. But in 2004, much to the delight of its loyal followers, Hubba Bubba made a sweet comeback, reintroducing its original flavor and occasionally bringing back some of the discontinued tropical favorites that had been missed. But what if I told you that Hubba Bubba isn't the only snack to have bounced back into our lives? Next, we're taking a look at the classic Moonpies and their journey back to the shelves. Stay tuned. Moonpies. Do you remember the first time you unwrapped a moon pie, sinking your teeth into that marshmallow-filled, chocolate-covered cookie sandwich? These nostalgic treats were born out of a coal miner's request for a snack as big as the moon, and since their creation, they've been a beloved part of American snacking culture. Imagine the moon pie as a cozy campfire treat, perfect for creating sweet memories on a starry night. Whether it was enjoying one as an after-school treat or during a family road trip, moon pies have been creating sweet memories for decades. Have you ever felt a pang of disappointment when you couldn't find your favorite moon pie on the shelves? These classic snacks have temporarily disappeared from stores during recipe changes or shifts in the market, leaving fans wondering if they'd ever get to enjoy that familiar taste again. But much like the phases of the moon pies have always managed to return, satisfying cravings and bringing back waves of nostalgia. Ever wonder if there's another iconic snack that's had a similar journey? Stick around, because next we're diving into the cheesy world of Planters cheese balls and their irresistible comeback story. Planters cheese balls. Planters cheese balls were a beloved snack of the 70s, cherished for their unmistakable cheesy flavor and satisfying crunchy texture. These bright orange puffs were a staple at parties, picnics, and movie nights, leaving fingers coated in that signature cheesy dust. Imagine them as the life of the party, always bringing a burst of fun and flavor. For many, they were more than just a snack. They were a crunchy bite of nostalgia. When Planters discontinued cheese balls, fans were left yearning for the cheesy goodness they grew up with. However, in a testament to the power of nostalgia and social media, a passionate campaign led to their triumphant return in 2018. Fans old and new rejoiced as they once again indulged in the familiar taste of cheese balls, proving that some snacks are simply too iconic to be forgotten. But what about other classic snacks that made a comeback? Have you ever wondered how a bubble gum designed to look like chewing tobacco found its way back into candy aisles? Stick around, because next, we're stepping up to the plate with the story of League Chu. League Chu. Do you remember the thrill of pretending to be a big league baseball player while chewing on League Chu? This iconic bubble gum, designed to resemble chewing tobacco, was created in 1977 by a baseball player who wanted to give kids a fun, safer alternative. The shredded gum, packed in a pouch like the real thing, quickly became a hit among young athletes and fans, adding an extra layer of excitement to playing ball. League Chu was like your ticket to the big leagues, making every kid feel like a pro. However, after years of popularity, League Chu faced a decline in sales, leading to the halt of its production. It was like seeing a favorite player retire, leaving the field forever. But true fans weren't ready to see it disappear. In 2010, a new company revived League Chu, bringing it back to shelves and into the hands of eager gum chewers. Today, it remains a popular choice, reminding us of simpler times when a pouch of gum made us feel like sports stars. Ever wonder if there's another candy that takes you on a trip down memory lane? Stick around, because up next, we're popping the cap on bottle caps and their fizzy return. Bottle caps? Bottle caps, the soda-flavored candy tablets, captured the hearts of candy lovers when they hit the scene in the 70s. These sweet and tangy discs offered a unique taste experience, with flavors like root beer, cola, and orange that mimicked the fizzy drinks kids loved. Think of bottle caps as tiny soda fountains in your pocket, bringing a burst of refreshment anytime, anywhere. They quickly became a favorite treat to trade and share, evoking memories of simpler times and endless summers. However, bottle caps weren't immune to the challenges of the candy market. A temporary disappearance due to production changes left fans craving their favorite soda-inspired treat. But like many beloved snacks, bottle caps made a return to shelves, allowing a new generation to discover their nostalgic charm and old fans to rekindle their sweet memories. But what if I told you that bottle caps weren't the only candy to make a comeback after a brief disappearance? Stay tuned to learn about the surprising return of Necco wafers and how they reclaimed their place in candy history. Necco wafers. Have you ever tasted history? Necco wafers, the colorful candy discs that have been around since the 1840s, offer just that, a sweet bite of the past. These iconic candies have been a part of American culture for generations, their chalky sweetness evoking memories of childhood and simpler times. Whether you loved them or simply appreciated their nostalgic charm, Necco wafers held a special place in the hearts of many. However, in 2018, fans were struck with uncertainty when the company behind Necco wafers filed for bankruptcy, putting the future of these classic candies in jeopardy. The possibility of losing such a long-standing treat was hard to imagine. But in a twist that delighted candy lovers everywhere, a new company stepped in, acquired the brand, and reintroduced Necco wafers to the market. Thanks to this revival, the legacy of Necco wafers continues, allowing both old fans and new generations to enjoy this timeless candy. Yodels. Yodels, the cream-filled chocolate cakes wrapped in a layer of deliciousness, have been a beloved treat since their introduction by Drake's Cakes in the 1970s. These tasty snacks, similar to ding-dongs, became a favorite in lunchboxes and after-school snack routines, their rich chocolate coating and creamy filling creating a perfect bite of nostalgia. However, fans were devastated when Drake's Cakes faced bankruptcy, casting doubt over the future of Yodels and other beloved snacks. But just when it seemed these classic treats might be gone for good, McKee Foods stepped in to save the day, reviving Yodels and bringing them back to store shelves. This allowed fans to continue indulging in the sweet memories that Yodels evoke, proving that some snacks are too cherished to disappear forever. But what if I told you there's another snack with a name as unique as its taste? Stay tuned, because next up, we're unwrapping the curious story of Whatchamacallit bars and their surprising journey back to popularity. Whatchamacallit bars. Do you remember the first time you unwrapped a Whatchamacallit bar and wondered just what exactly was inside? With their unique combination of caramel, crispy rice, and a smooth layer of chocolate, these bars, introduced by Hershey's in 1978, quickly became a favorite for those who craved a different kind of candy experience. The mix of textures and flavors was unlike anything else on the market, making it a hit with candy lovers everywhere. Were you one of the lucky ones who snagged a Whatchamacallit bar when they first came out? They became so popular that production couldn't keep up with demand, leading to a brief disappearance from store shelves. For those who remember searching store after store to find them, the return of Whatchamacallit bars was a sweet relief, bringing back the unmistakable taste that so many had missed. Marathon bars. Marathon bars were a true standout in the candy world of the 1970s. Known for their impressively long length and distinctive braided caramel and chocolate design, they were a treat that required some serious dedication to finish. For many, unwrapping a marathon bar was a delicious challenge, with every bite offering that perfect mix of chewy caramel and rich chocolate. But for those who grew up loving this iconic candy, the news of its discontinuation in 1981 was a bittersweet end to a beloved snack. Were you one of the lucky ones who got to savor a marathon bar before it disappeared? The memories of this unique candy stuck with many, leading to excitement and nostalgia when it made a surprise return in 2020. Suddenly, childhood memories were back within reach, and a new generation got to experience what made this candy so special. But what if I told you that marathon bars aren't the only nostalgic treat to make a comeback? Next, we're mixing things up with the story of funny-faced drink mixes and their return to the spotlight. Stay tuned. Funny-faced drink mixes. Do you remember the fun of pouring a packet of funny-faced drink mix into a glass of water and watching it transform into a colorful, sweet beverage? Popular in the 1960s and 70s, these powdered drink mixes were a hit with kids, not just for their fruity flavors, but for the quirky characters on the packaging that gave each flavor its own personality. Whether you were a fan of Goofy Grape or Rootin' Tootin' Raspberry, funny-faced drink mixes were a staple of childhood refreshment. But as times changed, concerns about artificial ingredients led to the discontinuation of these beloved drinks, leaving fans thirsty for more. The nostalgia for those carefree days, however, never faded. In 2012, funny-faced drink mixes made a triumphant return, this time with natural flavors, allowing both old fans and a new generation to enjoy the taste of nostalgia without the artificial ingredients. Wacky Packages. Wacky Packages were more than just sticker cards. They were a hilarious and creative way to poke fun at the everyday products we all recognized. Launched in the 1970s, these collectible cards featured satirical parodies of popular brands, turning mundane household items into clever and often absurd jokes. With names like Cracked Jerk instead of Cracker Jack and Blunder Bread instead of Wonder Bread, Wacky Packages quickly gained a cult following among kids and adults alike who appreciated their playful humor. While their popularity dipped in the 80s and 90s, the demand for Wacky Packages never completely faded. In 2004, they were revived, much to the delight of fans who remembered the joy of collecting and trading these unique cards. Today, Wacky Packages continue to entertain a new generation, proving that good satire never goes out of style. But what if I told you there's another classic treat that has been sweetening our childhoods for decades? Stay tuned, because next, we're diving into the sugary world of Whatchamacallit Fun Dip and its timeless appeal. Whatchamacallit Fun Dip. Do you remember the excitement of tearing open a packet of Whatchamacallit Fun Dip, dipping the sweet candy stick into the tangy powder, and savoring the burst of flavor? Introduced in the 1940s, Fun Dip became especially popular in the 60s for its interactive candy experience that allowed kids to play with their food in the most delicious way possible. Whether you preferred to savor the candy stick first or dive straight into the flavored powder, Fun Dip was all about having fun with your treat. Did you ever race with your friends to see who could finish their fun dip the fastest, or trade flavors to get your favorite? These packets of sugary joy were more than just candy. They were a staple of childhood adventures and schoolyard trades. However, when the brand was bought by Willy Wonka Candy, there was a temporary halt in production, leaving fans wondering if they'd ever taste that familiar Tang again. But in true candy fashion, Fun Dip made a comeback, with a renewed focus on quality and flavor, bringing back the iconic treat that so many of us grew up loving. Sugar Daddy Caramel Pops. Sugar Daddy Caramel Pops have been satisfying sweet tooths for nearly a century with their long-lasting, rich caramel goodness. Introduced as one of the first caramel lollipops, these treats quickly became a favorite for those who loved a slow, indulgent candy experience. Each pop offered a chewy, buttery flavor that seemed to last forever, making it a go-to treat for both kids and adults alike. When the founders of Tootsie Roll acquired the brand, production of Sugar Daddy Caramel Pops briefly paused, leaving fans wondering if their beloved caramel treat would disappear for good. Thankfully, the production resumed under the new brand, allowing generations of candy lovers to continue enjoying this classic treat. But what if I told you that Sugar Daddy isn't the only candy to make a comeback after a close call? Stay tuned, because next we're diving into the story of Chunky Bars and how they made their way back to the shelves. Don't miss it. Chunky Bars. Do you remember the satisfying crunch of a Chunky Bar with its thick chocolate, raisins, and nuts packed into every bite? Originating in New York, Chunky Bars quickly became a childhood favorite, offering a unique and hearty combination of flavors that stood out among other candy bars. Whether you enjoyed them as an after-school snack or a movie treat, Chunky Bars were all about indulging in that perfect balance of sweet and crunchy. When Nestle acquired the brand, fans were concerned as production faced some hiccups, causing this beloved treat to become harder to find. But those who craved that familiar taste didn't have to wait too long. Chunky Bars made a return, offering the same satisfying experience at a lower price, much to the delight of candy lovers everywhere. Hostess. Ho-Hos, the rolled chocolate cakes with a creamy filling, have been a beloved snack since the 1960s. Created by Hostess, these treats became a staple in lunchboxes and after-school snacks across America. However, fans were shocked when Ho-Hos faced discontinuation during the Hostess bankruptcy in 2012, leaving a void in the snack aisle. But just like Twinkies and Ding Dongs, Ho-Hos made a sweet comeback in 2013 thanks to Apollo Global, bringing back that nostalgic taste for everyone to enjoy. But what about drinks that vanished and then made a triumphant return? Ever wondered what happened to the powdered orange drink that fueled astronauts? Stick around, because up next, we're diving into the story of Tang and its journey back to our shelves. Tang. Do you remember the tangy taste of Tang, the powdered orange-flavored drink mix that became a household name in the 1960s? Originally introduced in 1957, Tang skyrocketed to fame when NASA astronauts took it with them on their space missions, making it synonymous with space-age innovation and adventure. Whether you drank it at the breakfast table or pretended to be an astronaut yourself, Tang was more than just a drink. It was a piece of the future in a glass, sparking imaginations everywhere. But as the decades passed and new drink options emerged, Tang's presence on store shelves began to fade. Did you ever wonder where it went, or why it suddenly disappeared from your kitchen pantry? For many, the disappearance of Tang marked the end of an era and a shift away from the optimism of the space race. However, its strong nostalgia factor brought it back in the 2000s, when it made a comeback as a retro favorite among fans of vintage food and beverages, allowing both old fans and new generations to rediscover its unique taste. That's a wrap on our journey through 22 snacks from the 70s that made a surprising comeback. Which snack are you happiest to see return? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more nostalgic adventures.